Are your eyes getting tired faster than they used to? Maybe you notice blurry vision at night, dry eyes after screen time, difficulty focusing in dim light, or maybe you wake up with puffy, irritated eyes even though you think you're sleeping enough. Now here's the surprising part. What if one of the most powerful things you could do for your eyes wasn't another expensive supplement, but a specific fruit eaten before bed? Because here's what most people don't realize. Your eyes are not repaired during the day. They're repaired at night. And if your nighttime biology is disrupted, your blood sugar, inflammation, sleep quality, oxidative stress, or melatonin production, your eyes quietly pay the price. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your retina is one of the most metabolically active tissues in the human body. It consumes enormous amounts of oxygen and nutrients every single day. That means your eyes are constantly exposed to oxidative stress, especially if you're over 40, exposed to blue light, dealing with insulin resistance, poor sleep, or chronic inflammation. Now combine that with modern lifestyles, late night eating, artificial light, high blood sugar, sleep deprivation, nutrient deficiencies, and suddenly the eye loses its nightly repair window. This is why many people focus only on glasses, eye drops, or eye vitamins, but ignore the deeper metabolic environment controlling eye health in the first place. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, because there is one fruit that stands out in the research for supporting better sleep quality, reduced oxidative stress, improved nighttime recovery, healthier blood flow, lower inflammation, and potentially better long-term retinal protection. That fruit is tart cherries, especially when consumed strategically before sleep. Now, this is not magic, and it's not about one superfood fixing everything. This is about understanding physiology. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of your eyes like a high-performance camera sensor. During the day, that sensor is constantly exposed to light, stress, heat, and oxidation. But every night, your body runs a repair program, clearing waste, restoring antioxidant defenses, regulating inflammation, and resetting the nervous system. If sleep quality drops, that repair program weakens, and over time, the eyes accumulate damage faster than they can recover. What the research shows is that tart cherries naturally contain melatonin, anthocyanins, polyphenols, and antioxidant compounds that may support deeper sleep and lower inflammation simultaneously. Studies have also shown tart cherry consumption may improve sleep duration and sleep efficiency. And this matters because healthy sleep is deeply connected to eye pressure regulation, tear production, retinal recovery, glucose control, and mitochondrial repair. So in today's video, I'm going to break down why your eyes depend on nighttime recovery, the hidden link between sleep and vision decline, why tart cherries are different from most fruits, the best way to use them before bed, mistakes that silently damage your eyesight at night, and a simple nightly protocol that supports healthy aging eyes naturally. And if you stay until the end, I'll also show you how to combine this fruit with two other nutrients that may dramatically improve overnight recovery for your eyes and brain. Key points overview. Today we'll cover 6 important science-backed insights: why the eyes experience massive oxidative stress every day, especially after age 40, the hidden connection between poor sleep, melatonin disruption, and declining eye health, why tart cherries may uniquely support nighttime eye recovery through antioxidants and natural melatonin, how blood sugar spikes before bed silently damage the retina and eye circulation, the ideal bedtime protocol for tart cherries, timing, dosage, and combinations, the lifestyle habits that either accelerate eye aging or help preserve vision for decades. If this topic is helpful so far, consider subscribing. I post videos every day focused on helping people improve their metabolism, energy, longevity, and overall health naturally. As we get older, one of the biggest threats to eye health is not simply aging, it's oxidative stress. And most people never hear about this from their eye doctor. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Every second of the day, your eyes are converting light into electrical signals. That process requires tremendous energy. In fact, the retina has one of the highest metabolic demands of any tissue in the human body. That means your eyes constantly generate free radicals, unstable molecules that can damage cells if they're not neutralized properly. Now, under normal conditions, your body has an internal defense system, antioxidants, healthy blood flow, good sleep, stable blood sugar, efficient mitochondria. But when modern lifestyle stress piles up, that defense system starts breaking down. And this is where the eyes become vulnerable. Think about the average person today: hours of screen exposure, artificial blue light late at night, poor sleep quality, high sugar intake, chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, nutrient deficiency. It's like leaving a high-powered camera sensor exposed to heat and sunlight 24 hours a day without maintenance. Eventually, the system starts wearing down. This is one reason researchers are increasingly studying the relationship between oxidative stress and age-related eye conditions, including retinal degeneration and visual fatigue. The retina is particularly sensitive because it contains large amounts of polyunsaturated fats and consumes huge amounts of oxygen daily. And here's the important connection most people miss. A large portion of eye repair happens while you sleep, not while you're awake. During deep sleep, your nervous system shifts into recovery mode. Inflammation lowers, cellular cleanup processes increase, blood vessels relax, hormones rebalance, and antioxidant systems become more active. This is why even one night of poor sleep can leave your eyes feeling dry, irritated, puffy, or sensitive to light. Now let's connect this to tart cherries. Tart cherries are especially rich in anthocyanins, plant compounds that give the fruit its deep red color. These compounds act like protective shields against oxidative stress. What the research shows is that anthocyanins may help reduce inflammation and support vascular health, which matters tremendously for the tiny blood vessels feeding the retina. Tart cherries also contain polyphenols that may support mitochondrial function and recovery, and this becomes even more important after age 40. Because aging naturally reduces your antioxidant capacity, melatonin production declines, mitochondrial efficiency drops, blood sugar regulation worsens, circulation becomes less efficient, so your eyes become more dependent on lifestyle support. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your retina like the engine of a luxury sports car. When the engine is new, it handles stress efficiently. But over time, if oil changes are skipped, overheating increases, and maintenance declines, wear and tear accelerates. Oxidative stress is like internal rust, and tart cherries may help slow that rusting process by supporting the body's antioxidant defenses overnight. But timing matters. Most people eat fruit randomly throughout the day alongside processed foods and blood sugar spikes. That can actually work against metabolic health. The goal here is not simply eat fruit, the goal is strategic nutrition. For many people, the best approach is a small serving of tart cherries or unsweetened tart cherry concentrate about 1-2 hours before bed, not a giant sugary dessert, not combined with ice cream or processed snacks, just enough to provide the beneficial compounds without overwhelming the body with excess sugar. And pairing this with stable nighttime habits matters even more. Dim lights after sunset, reduce screen exposure, stop eating heavy meals late at night, keep the bedroom cool and dark, prioritize consistent sleep timing. Because tart cherries are not replacing healthy sleep, they may help support the biology of healthy sleep, and that distinction matters. Now, there's another critical layer to this conversation, blood sugar. Because one of the fastest ways to damage the eyes over time is unstable glucose metabolism, especially at night. And in the next section, we're going to explore why nighttime blood sugar spikes may silently accelerate vision decline, retinal stress, and inflammation, even in people who think they're eating healthy. One of the most overlooked causes of declining eye health is not a lack of eye vitamins, it's unstable blood sugar. And this becomes especially dangerous at night. Here's what's really going on inside your body. When blood sugar rises sharply before bed, especially from desserts, soda, processed carbohydrates, sweet cereals, or late-night snacking, glucose levels stay elevated for hours during sleep. That may seem harmless, but inside the body, excess glucose behaves almost like microscopic debris circulating through delicate tissues, and the eyes are extremely vulnerable to this damage. Why? Because the retina contains tiny, fragile blood vessels that depend on stable circulation and low inflammation to function properly. High glucose levels increase oxidative stress, inflammation, and glycation, a process where sugar molecules attach to proteins and damage tissues over time. Think of glycation like caramelizing proteins inside the body, slowly, quietly, over years, and the eyes are one of the first places where that damage accumulates. This is why chronically elevated blood sugar is strongly associated with retinal damage, blurry vision, poor circulation to the eyes, and accelerated aging of eye tissue. Even people without diagnosed diabetes may experience problems here, because insulin resistance often develops silently for years before blood sugar officially becomes abnormal. And nighttime is especially important. At night, your body is supposed to shift into repair mode. Growth hormone increases. Inflammation should decrease. Cellular cleanup processes activate. The nervous system recovers. But when blood sugar remains elevated during sleep, the body stays metabolically stressed. Instead of recovery, the system stays busy managing excess glucose. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your body as a maintenance crew repairing a building overnight, but suddenly trucks keep delivering garbage into the hallways all night long. Instead of repairing damage, the workers spend their time cleaning up chaos. That's what late-night sugar overload does metabolically. Now, this is where tart cherries become very interesting compared to many other nighttime snacks. Yes, tart cherries contain natural carbohydrates, but they also contain fiber, polyphenols, anthocyanins, and compounds that may help moderate oxidative stress rather than simply flooding the body with refined sugar. And importantly, tart cherries are very different from processed desserts. This is a critical distinction. A bowl of ice cream before bed creates an entirely different hormonal response than a controlled serving of tart cherries. One drives inflammation and glucose spikes. The other may support recovery physiology when used properly. What the research shows is that tart cherry compounds may help reduce inflammatory markers and oxidative stress while also supporting sleep quality in some individuals. Now, does this mean unlimited fruit at night is healthy? No. Dose matters, timing matters, metabolic health matters. For someone with severe insulin resistance or poorly controlled diabetes, portion control becomes extremely important. This is why I often recommend about 1/2 cup of tart cherries or 1 tablespoon of unsweetened tart cherry concentrate, diluted in water about 60-90 minutes before sleep, and ideally paired with protein or healthy fat if blood sugar regulation is poor. For example, Greek yogurt without added sugar, a few walnuts, unsweetened kefir, cottage cheese, or magnesium-rich pumpkin seeds. This helps slow glucose absorption and stabilizes nighttime metabolism. Now, here's another major mistake many people make. They focus only on food while ignoring circadian biology. Your eyes have internal clocks. Your retina actually responds differently to light exposure depending on the time of day. Artificial blue light at night suppresses melatonin production, and melatonin is not only a sleep hormone, it's also a powerful antioxidant, especially for the brain and eyes. So if someone eats tart cherries before bed but stays under bright LED lights scrolling on their phone until 1 a.m., they are fighting against their own biology. This is why healthy eyes require a systems-based approach. Food matters, sleep matters, blood sugar matters, light exposure matters, inflammation matters. Everything is connected. And if this is helping you understand your body differently, consider subscribing. Every day, I share practical, science-based strategies to help you improve energy, metabolism, longevity, and healthy aging naturally. Because when you understand the root cause, you stop chasing symptoms. In the next section, we'll talk about something fascinating: why melatonin may be one of the most underestimated molecules for protecting aging eyes, and how tart cherries naturally support this nighttime repair system. Most people think melatonin is only about sleep, but that's a major misunderstanding. Melatonin is also deeply connected to eye protection, brain recovery, mitochondrial health, and cellular repair. And this is where the conversation becomes fascinating. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your eyes are constantly exposed to light-induced stress. Every time light enters the retina, energy is generated. But that process also creates oxidative byproducts, almost like tiny sparks coming off an electrical system. Normally, the body neutralizes those sparks using antioxidants. One of the most important of those antioxidants is melatonin. Now, most people associate melatonin with the brain and sleep cycles, but researchers have found melatonin receptors throughout the eye itself, including the retina, lens, and other ocular tissues. That tells us something important. Melatonin is not just helping you sleep, it's helping regulate and protect the eye. What the research shows is that melatonin may help reduce oxidative stress in retinal cells, support mitochondrial function, regulate inflammatory signaling, and even help maintain healthy intraocular pressure patterns during sleep. And remember, your natural melatonin production tends to decline with age. This is one reason many people over 50 experience poorer sleep, earlier waking, increased nighttime light sensitivity, eye dryness, more fatigue, and slower recovery. Now combine low melatonin with modern lifestyles, bright LED lighting, phones before bed, late night eating, stress hormones, irregular sleep schedules, and the body loses one of its most powerful nighttime recovery tools, Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Think of melatonin, like the overnight repair crew for your nervous system and eyes. During the day, your body is operating like a busy city, traffic, light, stress, activity, energy consumption. At night, melatonin signals the city to slow down so maintenance teams can repair roads, clear waste, restore energy systems, and reduce damage. But if melatonin never rises properly, the repair crew never fully arrives, and over time, wear and tear accumulates faster. This is why protecting natural melatonin production may be one of the most powerful anti-aging strategies for the eyes. Now, here's where tart cherries become unique. Tart cherries are one of the few foods naturally containing measurable amounts of melatonin alongside antioxidant polyphenols. That combination matters because you're not simply forcing sleep chemically. You're supporting the body's natural nighttime biology. Studies have shown tart cherry consumption may improve sleep duration and sleep efficiency, particularly in older adults. Researchers believe this effect may come from the fruit's natural melatonin content, along with anti-inflammatory compounds that help regulate circadian rhythms. And this creates a powerful ripple effect. Better sleep often means lower nighttime cortisol, better blood sugar regulation, reduced inflammation, improved mitochondrial recovery, better circulation, healthier nervous system function, all of which directly influence eye health. Now, this does not mean tart cherries are a miracle cure. The real goal is metabolic alignment, and that means building an environment where your body can repair itself efficiently overnight. So here's a simple nighttime protocol many people may benefit from. About 1-2 hours before bed, consume a small serving of tart cherries or unsweetened tart cherry concentrate. Keep lights dim in the evening. Avoid large meals late at night, reduce blue light exposure, keep the bedroom cool and dark, maintain consistent sleep timing, and one additional strategy that can make a tremendous difference: morning sunlight exposure. This sounds unrelated to eye health, but it's critical. Because your melatonin production at night is heavily influenced by light exposure during the morning, morning sunlight helps anchor your circadian rhythm, essentially programming the body to produce melatonin later at the correct time. So healthy eyes are not just about what you eat, they're connected to your entire biological clock. And this is why people who improve sleep quality often notice less eye fatigue, better focus, reduced dryness, improved energy, even clearer vision fluctuations related to blood sugar and inflammation, because the body finally gets time to repair. In the next section, we're going to discuss another major hidden factor in aging eyes: poor circulation. Because even the best nutrients in the world cannot help tissues that aren't receiving proper blood flow,